Hello everyone, so welcome to my channel, and today we are going to explore deep linking in iOS and how we can then consume that in our React Native app. So basically first I want to show you an example of what is deep linking, one of the examples of deep link. So here I have opened my app, okay, and in the payment page basically there are options, so through which app you want to perform a payment, right? So let's say when I have selected phone pay, right? So when I click on phone pay, it will open the phone pay app. So basically this is one of the use case of deep link or intent, as you say, right? So we will try to understand how can we implement this and what are the possible use case. So basically this is the one of the basic use case, right? So I will just close it. So for that I have just done one basic setup of basic navigation, which I will show you. Okay, so I will create my app. Once again I will build my app so that I can show what basic setup I have done. So I have done basic setup just so that we can avoid our time in this implementing navigation, and we can focus on our app only, right? So my app is launching now. So this is very basic app. Only I have implemented navigation in this just so that we can understand the basic purpose of deep linking. I'm not going to dive deep here, just so that you can have a basic understanding of deep linking. Let me start the bundle. Okay, so there is one home screen and there is a drawer from where you can go to profile screen, and when you open again you can go back, or open the drawer you can go to settings. So this is a basic setup, right? So since we are implementing a basic flow, so first there are two things that we have to do. First of all, I have to go to the Xcode and I have to add my URL types, right? So here I will click on plus button, and what will be the identifier? So basically identifier will be I am setting it as com dot my demo app. Okay, what will the URL scheme? So basically this particular thing is important for opening your app, so I will keep it as my demo app. Okay, icon is nothing and everything will be default. So here we are done, and next thing we have to do, we have to implement this we have to handle this open function in our app delegate file. So I will do func, what will be my application name? Okay, we don't need to override, right? Okay, we don't need to override, we have to just create a function. Application. So we will be doing application. Okay, and what will be, first we'll need the application, and it will be of type UI application. Then we have to enter the URL. So this is the URL that we will be receiving when any other app try to launch through our app. Okay, and options we will be doing. So basically here I want to open, so we want to open the app. So what we can do UI application dot open URL option key. Okay, and this can be any, okay, any, and let's assign it to be empty dictionary, and this will return a boolean, right? So we have to now return rct linking manager. So this is important in case of React, okay, dot application, and we will go with second one. So app is our application, open is our URL, and options is options, okay. And one more case we have to handle. What is the issue here? API URL options key, everything is correct, right? Options is UI application dot open, okay, sorry, open external, not open, it should be open URL. It will be deprecated in iOS 26. It will be deprecated in iOS 26, right? But we can use now. Okay, so this will be our opening the URL, and one more we have to implement is that will be for restoring when it is already launched, right? Application, same thing we have to do. This will be application and it will be of type UI application, and here we will do continue user activity. It will be of type ns user activity. You can go, if you want to understand more about this, you can go to the documentation. It will be very clear, or otherwise you can also do option click and it will show what is the use case of this, okay. And there will be a restoration handler. It will be a escaping function, restoration handler. It will be escaping function, okay, and its type will be, and it will be returning UI user activity restoring, yes, this one. It will be of optional type, and escaping will be void, and this whole function will be returning a boolean. And we want to do just one thing again. We have to return this application rct linking manager dot application. What do we have? We have application continue and restoration handler, okay. So we will do application continue will be user activity, and restoration handler will be restoration handler, yes, okay. So this is done. So this is the basic thing you have to do from the native side, and you are done from the native side. Now we have to handle our case in React Native side, okay. So as you can see, I have basically, since this is a very small app, I have created everything in a simple app.tss function. So first I have created a navigation container, and there is a navigation stack, okay. And in the navigation stack I have created a drawer navigator, and inside of a drawer navigator there is a stack navigator, okay. And in the stack navigator we have 3 skills, all right. So what are the steps to handle it in React Native side? Basically, first you have to configure your URLs, like how you can open any particular screen. So for that we have to, so basically first, before doing this, I tell one thing first. So basically in the navigation container we have to pass 2 props. One is linking. So this is only basically this is case for the deep link case only, when we want to enable our deep link or handle deep link. So basically we have to pass the configurations in this linking prop, and another is fallback. Fallback is something like if it is failed, like you have entered a URL that is not correct, then how are you going to handle that case? Or let's say when it is starting from cold, or in the app kill case, it is launching for the first time, what you want to show on the screen. So basically this is the fallback, and if you hover over it, fallback element to render until the initial state is resolved from deep linking. So basically we can show something like loader or something in this case. Now we have to configure this linking. So for this linking, we will be creating a object. Okay, and it will have some, first thing it will have will be prefixes. Prefixes is something like what will be the URL that I want to handle. So in my case, it will be my demo app, right? This is the URL we want to handle, right? We have added here in the info file, this my demo app, right? So we will handle it, we will add it here. After prefixes, we have to pass config, basically configurations. So now one thing that people confuse here is basically mostly they have stack navigator. So basically they can simply implement in the screens, they will simply do screens, and inside the screens I only have 3 screens, right? This home, profile screen, and settings screen. So I will do like something like home, and I will keep it as empty. Okay, so basically this is the end point. So if my demo app is just launched using this URL only, so this will first be redirected to home. I have not specified any specific convention for this. And next will be, let's say our next one is profile screen, right? So I will do profile screen, and I will name it as profile. Basically want to name it anything you want. So the URL that will be generated will look something like this: my demo app, then profile. So if any URL comes like this, it will be redirected to this profile screen. Okay, now what I want to say, what I was telling was that this is not a correct implementation. Basically we cannot do this because in our navigation container, in the navigation stack, we first have our drawer navigator. Okay, and inside that drawer navigator we have a stack navigator. Okay, so in case of drawer navigator, what is the initial route name? Drawer navigator, right? And in the screen, what is the name? It is a drawer navigator. So we have to do something like this. In the config, we will first remove this, and we will do initial route name, and initial route name is not home. It should have been home if we have not used drawer navigator, but here it will be drawer navigator. Okay, and in case of screens, now screen drawer navigator exposes our screens. So we will do drawer navigator, and inside it we will do initial route name, and here initial route name can be home, right? And now we will paste our screens. Okay, so this is the configuration that is required for deep linking, and now we just have to pass this linking here. Okay, since we have not provided any types here, so basically that is why it is staying here. For now I will pass it as any, so that it does not throw any error. Okay, and this is done. So this is the one of the basic implementation of deep linking. Sometimes you don't just want to open any app, if you may want to perform authorization or something like that, so you can just perform authorization based on if you are receiving it from deep link or something in the screen itself. So we will not be covering that part, but our setup is completely done, and we can now test this. So for testing this, I will be using my actual device. Okay, I will just select it. Okay, and for one more thing, let's kill the process for now. Okay, I will launch my app. Sorry, I will build my app and then it will be launched on my device. So let's wait till then. Build succeeded. Okay, just give me 1 minute. Okay, now I will show you my screen through mirroring only. Okay, so we have not done basically anything on the UI side, we have just handled the navigation. Okay, so basically we will go to our deep link checker app. Okay, and in the deep link checker app we will navigate to our manual test section, and you can see that here is a sample URL also. So that will be my demo app, and let's just launch this only. As expected, it is working fine. Okay, and this is a case of warm start since the app was already in the background. Let's test one more flow profile. So when I do this, okay, the URL is wrong, right? So it will not be redirected. My demo app, and now you can see it has opened my profile screen, right? And I can go back to my home screen only. And let's check one more case, which will be of app kill. Okay, and this time let's do my demo app / settings, add, launch. Okay, so we have landed on the settings screen. So basically this is one of the simplest implementation of deep link, and it can handle very complex scenarios. So yeah, basically this was it. This was the whole purpose of showing the deep link, and I was curious, so basically I wanted to explore this section, as I was always curious how this app was working. So yeah, this is the basic flow. So yeah, this was it from my side, and I will end this video here. So stay tuned for my upcoming videos, and till then please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.